Okay, so we'll start off with going through this question in our textbook. We'll go through about two examples from the textbook before we go on the last question. I think most of you went home and tried the last question, right? Yeah. So we'll discuss what are the different ways we did it. So this one here, we see on the page a few different examples. One here is on the taxi charges. Nowadays, there are things like Grab, GrabShare, Gojek, and these kind of apps that kind of tells you the final price already, which may or may not be helpful in you being able to notice how much you're actually paying for your ride. So one good example here that gets you to know how it works is this question on page 42 of the textbook about the taxi with different rates based on the travel. So this is a different kind of question because the first quantity is money, the second quantity is distance traveled, that is kilometers. Can you turn off the first two rows of lights, please? Thank you. Yeah, so that you can see better. So the first question says, how much does a passenger pay if the taxi travels A, 0.85 kilometers? So this is the question that I wanted to highlight to everyone as well. That the idea about part thereof. So that the idea about part thereof, even though the word part, the phrase part thereof didn't appear, but it has a similar phrase. So option number A says 0.85 kilometers. So according to the chart, how much are you supposed to pay? The table here says, yeah, $3, $3. That's right. How do you know it's $3? Yes, that's correct. So there's the starting is like the start here. Flag down. Flag down means you put out your hand and you taxi, taxi, you flag down the taxi. And then it says inclusive of the first kilometer or less. So this is you've got to pay, the passenger has got to pay $3 because 0.85 kilometers is 850 meters. That is less than 1 kilometer. So the flag down fare is inclusive of the first kilometer or less than that. So as long as you wave your hand, you get ready to pay the starting $3, no matter how far your distance is. Okay? Then the, yeah, but you won't take a taxi for that, right? You just walk. So if it's 4.5 kilometer, then the rate is a bit different. Then you have to see, okay, I chart it out. Starting from 0, the distance the taxi travels. Start with the first kilometer. 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer. Oops. So the first kilometer here, that's $3. Okay. Then after that, every 500 meter or thereafter, or less than up to 10 is 30 cents. So up to 10, okay? So 1 kilometer, then 1 kilometer, then this is 500 meter, then the next kilometer, then another 500 meter, that's the middle mark 500 meter. I should write the 500 meter here. 500 meters, 500 meter, 500 meter, that gives you 1,000. So it goes on. Here you have 30 cents, 30 cents, and then in other words, this will be 60 cents. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, yes. 4. So this is 60 cents, 60 cents at 4 kilometer, and then the next 4.5 kilometer. So that is 500 meter here. So altogether you have, this is 30 cents. 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. $2.40 plus $3. $2.70 plus $3, $5.70. Am I going too fast? Okay, sorry about the working here, a bit messy. Friend here, huh? So I counted between 1 kilometer to 2 kilometer, that's 60 cents. Between 2 kilometer to 3 kilometer, that's 60 cents. Oh, I counted extra 60. Okay. Very messy. Right. It is very messy. Let me erase the ink here. Okay. Then from here, 4.5 kilometers. So the first kilometer is $3. The second kilometer, so from second kilometer, first kilometer to second kilometer, that's 60 cents. Second to third kilometer, that's another 60 cents. Third kilometer to fourth kilometer, that's another 60 cents. Then from 4th kilometer to 4.5 kilometer, that is 30 cents. Okay, so I counted wrongly. 1, 2, 3. That's $1.80 plus 30 cents, $2.10 plus $3, $5.10. Sorry, just now I went too fast. Is it neater now? Neater now, so you can see the first kilometer is $3. Then from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, then 4 to 4.5. Then like that, do we actually need this portion? Do we actually need this portion? No need. Why? Because it says you didn't need to use it. No, you didn't. Why? Because this is after 10 kilometers. That means the whole distance you travel, you hit 10 kilometers, any distance within 10 kilometers, this is the rate. But once you exceed, you travel further than 10 kilometers, then a different rate starts. So let's say the taxi drive for 12 kilometers or 11 kilometers, right? Then the 20 cent will start to count from the 10 kilometers to the 11 kilometers. Anything before that is the first 2 rows. Okay, yes. Thereafter means after the first, so the first kilometer is the first part. After the first kilometer, you start counting. So thereafter means after the current event that's happening, next up, what's coming up next. So in other words, you can say every 500 meters next or less than all the way up to 10 kilometers. But once you travel, then the meter, you get past 10 kilometers. Then the next level of rate comes in. There is 20 cents. So that means, in other words, the further you travel, the cheaper the rate starts to get. Okay? Then, so one more time, so it goes like this. Taxi, taxi, I put out my hand. I wait for a taxi. Immediately, I go on, you start charging me $3. Start charging me $3, travel. Then you see the distance clock. 1 kilometer. Then up to that point, the next moment it starts to charge. Every next 500 meter, charge 30 cents. Okay, travel, 2 kilometer, another 30 cents. Travel, another 500 meter, another 30 cents. 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 All the way until the distance goes 10 kilometers. We have now reached, okay, bottom. Now, then you carry on to travel. At the right after 10 kilometers. So going to 11 kilometers by 10.5 kilometers, right? 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, 10.5 kilometers, 10.4 kilometers, 20 cents more. That's where the 20 cents comes in. 11 meters, another 20 cents. 11.5 meters, another 20 cents. That's how it goes. Okay? So thereafter means next, after that. Okay, so that was the question for the taxi fare. So when you see the textbook, there are a lot more examples. For example, here for the call. So some of us, you visited Malaysia before. You went to Malaysia for a trip. Okay, you visit some family members there. Okay, then imagine someone from Singapore call you. Right, then you will not be the Singapore mobile phone line. You as in directly to Singapore. You'll be from Singapore to Malaysia. Then you'll be maybe you need to charge more. So in this situation, it's like you are in Singapore and you're going to call. So yeah, there's these two things: incoming call and outgoing call. Meaning, and I'm in Singapore, I have an incoming call. Hello, I'm calling from Penang. Then that will be incoming call. Yes. Yeah, someone coming you, incoming, you pick up. Then outgoing, I call somebody. I'm calling my ama in KL. That is a different charge. Okay? So these are the various situations. Now I'm going to skip this question and go to the question on page 41 instead. Now, this is a question that was similar to our textbook, our workbook yesterday. But you see, yesterday when I went through that question, right, in our workbook, I presented the answers in terms of a range. This was yesterday's question on a postage charge. I presented the answers in terms of a range, and then I draw and mark out where the parcel mass lies in the range. Compared to the textbook now, can you see what method they choose? Can you see this question? Here's the answer, right? What method did they choose? Yesterday, I go say one more time. Yesterday, we were going through the postage charge question. I drew a line showing the range of charges. Then after that, I marked out the parcel. So where the parcel is and how much will it cost. That's how I did it, and then I add it up. But the textbook used a different method. What is the different method? Yes, they use a table. So on the table here, you mark out. Peter wants to send mail A, mail B, mail C. This is the mass of mail A. This is the mass of mail C. B, this is the mass of mail C. So if I were to look at this question, right? The table is drawn. So of course, it's going to be very helpful if the table is drawn. So I can fill it easily. My personal preference is to draw a range, so it's clearer to see, because I can have 0 to 100 grams, then 100 to 250 grams. I'm not drawing equal divisions, just a rough range. Then I have 1 kilogram and then 2 kilograms. So that this range I could see this is from 60 cents all the way to $3.35. Then I look for the parcel. Parcel A is 200 grams, which is in between 100 and 200, 250. So this one should be 90 cents. Then for a 600 gram parcel, this is where A is. For a 600 gram parcel, is between 500 to 1 kilogram, which is here. So I will step up to the next rate, which is this one, which is $2.55. Then 1.8 kilogram is between 1 and 2, somewhere here. This is parcel C. Then I will choose the next step up rate, $3.35. Then I add up together. Now, so this is the textbook method of solving, which is a nice way because it presents our answer in a very neat and tidy manner. I like mine because it shows the range, so I can pinpoint what is the step rate that I should be using easily. Okay, so I'm making it a little bit bigger. Okay, so I'm going to say this again. The textbook presents the answer in a table format. All right, I like to use a range, like a number line, to see where the mail or parcel lies in terms of mass along the line, and then to decide what is the cost I step up to. Now, why is the table helpful? Is you can present your mails, your mass, your cost in a very neat and tidy manner. And it's even more helpful if, let's say, you have more than one quantity. Now, why am I particularly highlighting this? Is because now we look at the verbal question, okay, that some of us have tried. Okay, so for this question, let me ask our friends, how do you do? Anybody use a table to draw this, to answer this? Anybody didn't do this question? You didn't do. Who did the question? Okay, so maybe Zoya, can you tell me what method do you choose? Is it writing out, listing, drawing a table, using workings? Yeah, the card is here, very good. Okay. Okay, so maybe at this juncture, those of you who haven't done this question can take some time to look at this. Meanwhile, the mid group in the middle can go and take the computer first. Now that the card is here.
You draw a timeline here, and then you times 5. So you bring these 5 matrix answers and examples together. So you can see the mix is very cool. So 16 times 5 days, then you have $5 times $3 So we are preparing $20 extra and 5 days, $7 extra. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's see how long. So how let's see to seven.
Hello.
Yeah, choose your answer, please.
Sorry.
Cancer or cancer. It's also you can see the here. Cancer very don't need an
Sabihin mo ba?
an error. Okay? Okay, every time you find your answers, I'm not and the job.
One.
Is very easy to spot. Even my friends can spot the answers. Because firstly, oh, this is one So like at the end of the next time you will give it time. So I will be reflecting this skill set of playing at the end of the class. Later we'll free time for you to work on your things. Okay? Okay. Now we move on
I realized I was muted the whole time.
But I put the
paper that was presented, you can see the different answers. So whatever that I was talking about just now below. I hope you got the images just now to check what right in the chat screen. You're going to see what your friends will be. So I'm going to not go through this question inside the book. Now, one of the ways that it could be done was by the table. So I saw all of the friends, but nobody did a table. So one of the ways you could possibly do day, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can have overtime here. And then you can write it as such. So most of us will realize that the ticket is $6, and then the overtime rate was $5 per hour. So you'll be 5 times 3 is 15. So depending on how you do it, you could replicate this, or you add it up 10 times, or you it's either 60 times 5 plus 15 times 5, or 60 plus 15 times 5 after that. Okay, so we move on to the next set, okay, which is the level 2 word problems now. Is it everybody's okay? I really hope that just now your friends' answers got recorded. I was muted the whole time just now. So you could at least refer to your friends' answers later. But any problem with that question? Okay, Samson, okay? Okay, okay? Now we are at this question. Looking at this one now, can you tell me based on this graph, is it a constant rate or a step rate? Helen, you are a new set of question already. It just flew to the ground. So here we are at the new set here. Based on what we've learned yesterday, this line graph here, is it a constant rate or a step rate? It's a constant rate. Why? Because the line is straight line. Yesterday we said, if it's a step rate, what will it probably look like? Like a zigzag or like a staircase. So I realized that the water tank is going to fill at a constant rate. Now then let's look at the question carefully. This is a very important information. I'm going to read it carefully and pick up all the important information. A rectangular tank was partially filled with water at first. A tap was then turned on for 20 minutes to fill the tank completely before it was turned off. The line graph shows the volume of the water in the tank at 5-minute intervals up to 20 minutes. Now I do my annotations. It was partially filled with water at first. What does this question mean? Is the tank empty at the start? No. How much water was in the tank at the start? Oh wait. How much water was in the tank at first, at the start? And let's repeat the question. A rectangular tank was partially filled with water at first. Look at the graph. And then it says that from that sentence, it tells us that the tank was not empty. At the start, it already had some water inside. How much is that water? Look at the graph. Yes. Look at the graph. It says it was partially filled. It is not full. It's partially filled. It's not empty. It's not full. It's a start at. Let's take a look at the time. What do I mean by start? What time am I going to look at? 0. What is the measurement at 0? What is the measurement of the volume in the tank at 0 minutes? 20, thank you. 20 liter. So this is the start. It shows you that right at the start, the tank is not empty. Very important. The tank was not empty. It is 20 liter. Then the tap start to turn on. Turn on for 20 minutes to fill the tank completely until here. Fill the tank completely means at which minute it is full. Yes, thank you very much. And 20 minutes this is full. That means what's the volume of the tank when it's full? 100. Thank you very much. This is when it's full. The tank is now full. Before the tap was turned on, it went on for 20 minutes and now it's full. So it's full, it stopped at the 20 minutes. At the 20th minute. It is full at the 20th minute. Now, here's the challenge. Full at the 20th minute, that was 100 liters. Then the question comes in. The rate of flow of water from the tap in liters per minute. So the unit is very important. Here, it should be liters per minute. Okay, so you will know that the quantity will be, first quantity is liter, the second quantity is time in minutes. So tell me, is it I'm going to write 20 minutes is 100 liter? Is this correct? In 20 minutes is 100 liter. Is it correct? Yeah. Really? What did the tank start with? 20. Was it empty? No. So is it really true that 20 minutes fill the whole tank? No. It was only 20 minutes fill part of the tank. So exactly how much was that? It was full at the 20th minute. But, thank you very much. It should have been 100 liter minus the start, which is 20 liter. It wasn't really 100 liter. It was only 80 liter. Can you understand? Are you able to understand that? So you need to pay very important attention to this part here. Right at the start, is mentioned in the question, the tank is not empty. It started out with some water inside already. The 20 minutes when the tap is on, it didn't fill up 100 liters. It actually only filled up 80 liters. Yes. So it will be 4 liters per minute. So the answer will be, the rate of the flow of water will be 4 liters per minute. You can write the slash or you can spell it out 4 liters per minute. Okay, this is like a trick question. Yeah, this kind of question happens very commonly in exams. even at PSLE. It's a very tiny detail that a lot of students will skip that information. We'll just immediately write 20 minutes is 100 liter, then gone already, the whole question 0 mark. Okay? Because you did not notice the important information that at 0 minute, the tank is not 0 liter. The tank started with 20 liter already. So in actual fact, it was only 80 liters. Okay, so the next part easy to answer, right? Once you get the rate correct, then it's not difficult to answer already. Can I leave you to answer the rest on your own? So now we know 1 minute is 4 liter. How much do you think we'll get to 40 liter? Yes. Okay? So the answer is 10 minutes. Okay, right? Not that difficult, right? But can you imagine if you're the first part A, you already answer wrongly? Yeah, I did everything wrong already. So the first part of picking out that the tank wasn't empty to begin with is the most important information. Is that okay? Okay, move on. We are trying to aim to complete 4 questions by 10:50. Then the remaining 20 minutes you can either work on the previous set of problems or explore Google Classroom, okay, or do booklet. Okay, it's an option later. Okay, let's go a bit faster now. Okay, now this one. One look at it, I think is a friendlier question. Why do you think so? Very good question. It started at 0. 0 on both sides. Very friendly question because $0, 0 Sing dollar, 0 Malaysia ringgit. So it's a very kind question. Not that challenging compared to this one. This one's really tricky because it did not start at 0. Liang, are you on the correct side? Is he on the correct side? Thank you. How do you find this question difficult? Okay. How about this one then? How about this? I give you some time to work on this on your own. Okay. So we have 2 quantities now. The challenge is that both are money. One is Malaysian ringgit, one is Singapore dollar. And so you see, it didn't give you any rate. You need to find out the rate yourself based on the graph. Okay? And then you need to figure out what is the rates yourself. But of course, it might be helpful because it tells you to find how many Malaysian ringgit can be exchanged for $1. It's quite helpful. So I can find some measurements based on the graph. For example, let's look at 10 Singapore dollars. Where will it get me? Are you able to read the graph? What's the middle measurement from 0 to 20? 10. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 130. Okay, right? So I can see here 10 Singapore dollar equals to 30 Malaysia ringgit. Let me double check it with another measurement. Check it with say $30. So $30, how much did you get me? Oops. I check. Okay. 90. So based on the graph, if it's 30 Sing dollar, I can read off the graph like that easily. 30 Sing dollar 90 Malaysia ringgit. So, I can answer here already. So 10 Sing dollar is 30 Malaysia ringgit. Well, this one looks like it's times 3, right? Using equivalent ratio. 20? Really? You look carefully. Okay. So I can go to 1 Sing dollar, divide by 10 on this side, and the other side also divide by 10. So how much is that? 3. But I will label my money with a bit of a symbol. If you write dollar all the way, you don't know which one is it. Yes. Yeah, SG dollar. Can. SG. Right. As long as you are clear and you can see in a, so I can spell out 3 Malaysia ringgit can be exchanged for 1 Sing dollar. Or I can write here answer 3 Malaysia ringgit. Okay, so is that okay? The rest you can do? Oh, I already got the answer here. Okay, right? Okay, move on next question. You can solve the rest on your own, right? So page 44. Like I said, it's a friendlier question. Let's move on to the more difficult ones. Okay? Okay. And this one I think is also not that difficult. If you are confident that you're correct, because it's a method mark and answer mark. You are confident with your answers, you may get both marks. Of course, it will be helpful to write because I'll say if you make a mistake, it's easier you can at least get a chance for a method mark. Is that okay? Okay, move on. I want to go to the other question. This one I think is still okay. I'm going to circle and ask you to DIY. Page 55. Is that okay? Now here the one of the ways is like how friend said, I write down Mr. Raj wife, children 1, children 2. That add up. Yes. Yes. Is it okay? All right. So one of the ways is by listing it. Mr. Raj is an adult, so you are looking for Dulux, right? Highlight Dulux room package. Dulux. Okay, not that difficult, right? Okay, moving on next question. Okay, here onwards, all the difficult questions. You see what chapter is involved in this volume? So my dear friends, if you let me ask now. Ephraim, what is the formula for the volume of the tank? What's the formula for the volume of a tank? Length times breadth times height. Very good. Okay, you remember length times breadth times height. So here you can see also is quite helpful. The measurements are given here. We've learned this before. Three units of measurement. So, what else? This question, not just one chapter, Yes, a few chapters in the side. So we talk about, well, there's volume in this chapter, in this question. And of course, we already know this is rates, right? Then there's one more thing that's here. Fraction. Some of us are very fearful of the fraction. Fraction. And then you have break some more. So there are these three things that I need to note. A rectangular tank measuring 80 centimeters by 60 centimeters by 30 centimeters. Oh, one good thing, completely filled with water. A tap was turned on to drain the water from the tank at a rate of 9 liters per minute. Okay, so I have the volume that I need to find. Then as the rate is given, the rate is 9 liters per minute. And then there's this part that's you need to drain 3/4 amount of water. So need to drain 3/4 of water from the tank. Yes. So 3/4 of the tank will be 3/4 times the volume of water from the tank, which we know, like Abraham say, length times breadth times height. So 80 centimeter times 60 centimeter times 30 centimeter. Because I know my fraction very good. You're not supposed to use calculator. I see someone take out the calculator. There's no calculator symbol here. What happens if at exam time you cannot use calculator? Then how? Your brain cannot function already, is it? Search your brain for the calculator. Your brain has one inside, better than the one that you're holding. Because you know your fractions. Look, I'm going to simplify this. So I have simplified already. 60 centimeter times 60 centimeter times 30 centimeter. 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 6, 36. 36 times 3. 108. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cubic centimeter. 60 times 30. So it's the same as 6 times 6 times 3 times 1,000. 100,000. So 108,000, which I convert this to 108 meter. Then from here, I got the rate. The rate says is for 1 minute is 9 liters. Okay. Now I need to drain 108 liters. How many minutes is that? Times so 1 minute is 9 liters. To drain out 108 liters, how many minutes is that? 9 times what give you 108? 12. Very good. So 12 minutes. So it takes the tap. It takes the tap 12 minutes. You need to divide by 4, then times 3, because 3/4. Yeah, because the whole tank is 4/4. You want to drain 3/4. So you can. So yes, Tyler, you can do. There's a different way to do this. I can drain. I can find the volume of the whole tank first. There's 80 times 60 times 30. Then after that, I find out what's 3/4 by using 80 times 60 times 30, divide by 4 parts, then I multiply by 3 parts to find 3/4. Then after that, then I do the steps. But of course, I will take the shortcut here. I immediately go 3/4 times. Sure, if it works out for you. Yes. Yes. Okay. So of course, I will advise you to go with the shortcut method. So this is the shortcut. I immediately use 3/4 times the volume of the tank, which I already know the formula here. Okay, but of course, some of you prefer to go step by step. I find this first, then I divide by 4 parts, find 3 parts, then after that, I do. It also works. Okay? Now, next question. Ken, quite on task. How many questions do you do already? 3. 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Yes. Huh? Yeah. I only left like page 55. Page 55 is DIY. Okay. Page 25 is DIY. Page 24, we have one last segment C. Sorry? Yes. Yeah, from the next, which class? Okay. So, is that okay so far, everybody? Going too fast? Okay, manageable? Okay, Okay. Shall I take a pause here? Okay, it's 10:52. So, I will stop here with one homework PI question 55. Is that okay? Okay. I will, question 5 on page 57 is very similar. But you see, here's the other trouble. The trouble says 1/3 filled first. So this is the challenge now. Just now the tank empty. Now the tank has some water. It's like the first question just now. This is question 5. Yes. Sure. Okay. So to make sure we have time for the things that I want you to be able to explore, I'll just go a bit quickly, leaving the step for you to try out. So first it was already filled. That means it's here already filled. It started with 1/3 filled. So previously, you recall, right? We have length, breadth, height. I had E, E, E. Do you remember what this means? Do you remember what this acronym means? Length, breadth, height. LEDEHE. And then this is 60 centimeter. This is 50 centimeter. And this is 24 centimeter. Then I have a L1, and then I have a L1/3, B1/3, H1/3 tank. Do you have any idea what this means? Can remember or not? It's from the volume chapter. Okay, the length when the tank is 1/3 filled. So what would the length? Still, will the length be 60 or 1/3? Some of you. Are you okay? Are you tired already? Too much, is it? Okay, I'm gonna just write this now so you can copy up to this part. Can you understand? So there are two methods to do this. First, I find the volume here of the whole tank when it's full, minus the volume at the start. Define the difference between them. Alternatively, I'll just take the shortcut. I'll take the shortcut as in I just find the height difference. So from here, this is the volume that we are looking for. So I have the rate that's given. The rate is 3 liters per minute. So the volume that is required is here. 60 centimeter times 50 centimeter times 16 centimeter. This is the volume to fill. Then I find cubic centimeter. Then I convert to how many liter. Then after that, based on the rate of 1 minute is 3 liter, I find how many minutes give me how many liter. Then the answer. That's it. Okay, with that, I will pause here. Tomorrow, then we'll continue with the rest of the questions. You may use the remaining time to explore Google Classroom to do your secondary school exploration, or you can join me with the booklet. Okay? Okay, I will share here. And then I will close here.